everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison, and what a weekend it's been. What a weekend. I've decided to kind of take a week, well, I didn't take a weekend off from the markets because I was still trading Bitcoin, and I'll show you about that kind of later on. I've showed you I told you about I was trading on Bybit and I lost 0.6 Bitcoin, so I'm just slowly trading it back. I took a wee bit of time off because I didn't want to revenge trade. I've taken took a wee bit of time off, a day or something, so I didn't want to jump straight in. Thought, right, get your thoughts together, find out what's happening in the markets, you know what you're doing, you know what you're trading. So I've managed to trade, I put another 0.08 Bitcoin into Bybit and I've traded it up to 0.27. So I've got 200% over the weekend, just trading kind of Bitcoin. And I've showed you kind of how to do it about it before as well. Just when I got caught out, I got caught out with two big, huge spikes down, and it just kind of stopped me out altogether, and it dropped the kind of 0.6 Bitcoin, or nearly 0.6. So just trading that back. But I've not really been in the groups. I've just been kind of looking at the kind of charts and trading on the kind of mobile as well, or looking at the price on the mobile, and then just jumping onto the computer if I needed to. So that's what I've been doing over the weekend, and obviously I've been doing the house kind of as well. We're still doing DIY. I was visiting family this weekend as well, which is good. And I finally decided to kind of go for it again. I've got a Fitbit. I bought a Fitbit first time ever, and I bought a new pair of trainers to go out jogging in the mornings, so I could go out every morning instead of going to the gym just as well. So I've done that because I thought, right, okay, I hit 15 stone, and that's the resistance level for me. 15 stone is a resistance level, and I need to kind of come down from there, because once in my life I've been 15 stone there, and I just thought, oh, bugger this, and I kind of lost it and kind of went for it for about a year and a half and got down to 13.5 stone. So I've hit that resistance level again at 15 stone, and it's time to really kick the fitness into gear, because I don't really bother about it because I'm relatively healthy. I'm blessed with a good physique and kind of being relatively healthy. So I've kicked that into gear. But anyway, enough about me. On to the markets. Just make sure we are live and up to date. We've got a couple of people in just now, so I'm just going to jump over to the chat area and just make sure everything's working okay. We are indeed. Okay, we have Crypto Don Juan is in the house. Welcome to you. Crush those likes, everybody is saying. Marcus Chafara is in. Stephen King, Gary Parmenter, Crypto Cannabis B is in the house. Tony P is in. Gene, Olo Bramblebird, Tim Gash, Monkey Tom was back with us. Nice to see you back. Mac Pawn is with us. Mervyn Skidmore, High Plains Drifter, David Clayton, Loyal Tangi is in. Frozen Explosion, Legend Got a Gun. Honest Crypto Journey is in the house as well. So good to see you here. So the markets are really kind of bleeding just now. I just looked at PundiX just now this morning as well, and it's just going down to 5 or 6 Satoshi, or 5-6 Satoshi. Can't believe it. Sorry about that. I've just kind of brewed a coffee. Yeah, I can't believe what's kind of happening with the alts, but the alts are going to come back. There's 100% the alts are going to come back. So if you're trading alts is different. There's only one thing to do. Just look at the kind of timelines and look at the 7 and 50 crossover. I'll show you that again to when you're trading. If you're kind of long term holding, that's totally different stories. So there's different styles of trading, different styles of investing as well. Investing is whereby you're putting money away each month in Bitcoin or XRP or Ethereum. I think Ethereum, the more and more I think about it, Ethereum is going to really kind of explode again. So Ethereum, XRP, EOS, and Cardano obviously as well. Start kind of putting your money away into them. These are going to kind of 10x, 50x, 100x as well. But some of the other ones are kind of lower down, not the large caps, but the lower down ones. You've got kind of VeChain, Zilliqa, and you've got loads of them kind of up and coming. You've got the kind of new IEOs that are out, Matic, Sailor, One, we're seeing them kind of rising as well. Elrond, we spoke about that last week when I was at 35, said, okay, this is the time to kind of look at it. It's going to cross over around about the 36 mark. Crossed over, went for it, went up 100%, done brilliantly. And obviously since come back down. But these are the ones that are going to lead the charge in the alts as well. G-Slick is in the house. Mitch Dighton, morning from Fitbit Freak. Well, I've noticed the Fitbit, there's a whole new community, there's a whole new world when you kind of join Fitbit. You kind of go into the app and you kind of go into the kind of online, and there's a whole new world kind of on Fitbit. It's just, you just go, wow, this is a different kind of ecosystem altogether. It's got its own wee kind of ecosystem. It's unbelievable. So yeah, quite cool. Joe Cook is in house. Welcome to you, Joe. Good to see you. South Meta is in. Mervyn Skidmore. Shorting Steve's 15 stone. Target 13 stone 7. Stop loss at 15 stone 6. Excellent. Quite good. Quite good that. Sarth, do you think BTC will go down more? Well, we're going to look at the charts in a second. So we'll look at the overall markets. We've lost nearly 28% since last week. We've got an overall market capitalization of $279 billion. Now, remember last week we were up to $387 billion. So we've lost about 28%. Bitcoin dominance has still gone up though. We've got 65.8% there. And I shared in the premium group, I'm just going to show you this, what was going to happen. I said this kind of over the weekend, what was going to happen. So I said here, this was on the 15-minute chart. This was kind of before it broke down when it was 11,588. Say we might be due a drop in BTC over the next few days. The alts mini rally will be determined by how quickly BTC falls. If there's a sharp drop, then alts could come down more. If there's a slow decline, then the alts should rise even more. Of course, BTC could break out from its current descending triangle pattern on a 15-minute chart. This was a descending triangle pattern. As you can see on the chart, there is strong support. There is no strong support on the baseline, which usually means a continuation in the drop of price. So I expected that to kind of go down from there. So I just said we'll see what happens over the next few hours. And then this as well, I said BT has been trading on this channel since April. Should it break out the support line, then we could be falling to 9,800 support. However, it has not broken the channel support and could bounce, but the more likely scenario is a breakdown. So this was at 11,289, broke down to round about 9,800, just as we said there as well. So where are we going from here? We'll take a look at the charts a wee bit later on. So Bitcoin is kind of leading the way just now. It's just leading kind of down and up. Everybody's following kind of Bitcoin just now. But they're also going to come back, but we'll take a look at that in a second. Okay, who's the winners and losers? We've got Japan content. They're up 40%. We've got DAI as a stablecoin, Huobi token, 0.43, nothing to talk about in the other stablecoins. So Huobi token is the only one in the green, and Japan content as well. All the rest are in the red, so we've got 98% in red. Icon, ICX is down 31%. Ren is down 24, Cubitica, Solve, Bitcoin SV, Hypercash, loads of them in double-digit reds this morning. However, if we look at BTC, we've got more going up in Satoshi value. So not that many to be honest, but we've got Huobi token 9.14%, ABBC next, Komodo, Bitcoin Gold, Crypto.com chain, Metaverse. So we've got a few in the green and Satoshi value as well. Okay, we'll just go to the overall markets just now, and we've got cryptocurrencies 2,324 listed on CoinMarketCap, and see who the winners and losers are. Excuse me. Origin Sport is up 69%. We used to trade that as well, I'm sure, on Bancor, if it's the same one. Up 69% on 7 million volume with a market cap of 1.2 million, which is fantastic if you're looking for a hidden gem. But 7.4 million, is that correct? Probably not. I don't see that as being correct. So we need to look into that. Japan content is up there. Primas, Zilla is up. Yggdrash, that was one I looked at before Yeet. And that was good. That was a huge one at the time. Everybody was kind of talking about this going to be exploding. So I'm going to have to look into that again. So there's not that many kind of going up the way, as you can see, because the Bitcoin price is coming down. Okay, so we'll just take a look at trading view. We'll go to the other chart. don't want to go to, I want to show you something else as well. So BTC USD, we've got that. I'll go to, so we're up to 10,294. We did get down to 9,863. So touched on exactly where I said the support was. So we're going to have to look at where support is from here for Bitcoin. Where's the next kind of support line? From here. So if we can draw on a couple of lines. We said the kind of major support was going to be 9,800. And we've got 9,000 around about there. So you can see over here, that was kind of resistance before. And previous kind of support as well. But resistance there now become support. So the next one down from that, we kind of look, where's it going to go from here? I don't think the 9,500 mark, which was previous support, I don't think that's going to cut it. No. So if we stay above the 9,800, that is kind of major support there just now, the 9,800 level. If we break down below that, what we're kind of looking at from there, I think we're looking about the 8,500 level, or at best probably 8,800. In between those levels there, looking at support and resistance. So we can fall below 9,800, but we obviously don't want to fall below 9,800. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens from here to decide the direction of Bitcoin. As I said, if it falls below 9,800, we could go down to as low as 8,800. Now, so that's a 30% retrace. I'll just look at the, it kind of bounced up from here. We'll look at, to take it by the wick. So it's bouncing up almost spot on. We speak about this all the time. The golden ratio, 61.8% on the fib retracement. So almost to the letter, so it'd be 9,949. So it's bouncing from there, and usually it starts going up from here. So we've had a 30% retracement, or round about that. We'll just take a look. See what we've gone down to. Almost 30%, not quite 30%. So usually kind of what happens when we've had a major run up in the past, we go down 40%, around about 40% before going back up. So if we take a look at the kind of major run-ups we've had, it's going to go here, 40% here. So this is running from, say, it's kind of running all the way from 2,400, even below that, but we always kind of get major kind of not major correction, but about 30-40% corrections. And we've had that kind of going up here, we'll come back down here, and we've had a 38% correction. That was in June 2017. Then we kind of pushed right on up to 5,000, this all-time high. Then we had 40% correction. Then we kind of pushed up to 7,000 or 8,000, another 30% correction. And that's when we had an all-time high there. So we're going back up again. So this kind of 30-40% correction is not uncommon. So it's very common in the past run-ups as well. But usually it's been about 40%. This is the only thing I'm concerned about just now. And 40% puts it down about 8,300. So that would be kind of support as well, around about the 8,300 level. That would be another support line. You can see quite clearly here, around about the 8,200, we'll put it there. You can see that was resistance before. Resistance there, there, so that becomes support. So that would be a major area as well, 8,200. So we could go down as low as 8,200. What's that going to do to the alts? I think it's going to bring the alts down. So I said at the weekend, it's going to depend on how quickly Bitcoin falls. You can see it's fallen quite quickly. there. It's not been a slow, steady decline. It's been a fast decline, which has affected the alts. So I do think we're going to break away. The alts are going to break away. And we've seen signs of it at the weekend as well. We've seen, just have a look. So we've seen that big rise in Elrond as well. We'll just go to the 2 hourly. We've seen a crossover. If you go to the hourly when you're doing a fast market like this. No. It just crossed over there about 38 and went all the way up to 66, so not quite 100%, and come back down to 53 again. So I think it'll come back up again, same with all the others as well are going to come up. I think we're going to get one last big push on the alts, and then we're going to get the Bitcoin price rising again, and that's when the altcoin purge, the last of the altcoin purge is going to happen, when you're just going to, a lot of these coins are just, I think a lot of these coins are going to disappear, and then you're going to get the quality projects remaining. It's going to be the cream of the crop that remain for the alts, and the others will just not get charged. And this is going to be a time period, I think, between now and September, and coincide with the kind of US investors leaving kind of Binance or Binance.com in September as well. I'm going over to Binance.us, and I don't think that's going to do quite as well. So that's what I feel is going to happen. Short term for Bitcoin, just depend. I still think we're going down. Being honest, I think we're going down a wee bit. It'd be good if we kind of jumped up from here. I'm kind of out of the market just now, but it'd be good if we jumped up from here. But if we look at the 3-day chart on Bitcoin, I'm looking at the 3-day chart for Bitcoin. The last kind of parabolic run we had, and we're talking, it wasn't the last one, but one of the major parabolic runs we had was back kind of way at the beginning, almost from 2011 to 2012 or 2014, when it went up to 1174, came back down, crossed over. This is a death cross on a 3-day chart in December 2014, and it kind of dropped kind of all the way down, I think about 86%, and then came back up to cross up at 343, and then, well, we know what happened then. Kind of went up 5,000%. So we had a death cross on the 3-day chart at 6,658, went down 52%, and we're now coming back up for a golden cross on a 3-day chart for Bitcoin. So it's looking bullish in the longer term. It's looking bullish in the longer term, but it could come down and meet the 200 MA. This is the 200 MA we're looking at here. So it could come down and meet the 200 MA, which is 7,600, and then kind of bounce up from there. So I'd seen this on Crypto, and you should definitely check out his channel. He's got a great channel. He's regularly talks with Da Vinci as well, but he does his own kind of analysis, technical analysis in his own right, and just on his own. And he's really good. So check out Crypto. I'll leave a link down below for you as well. So he was talking about the 3-day crossover, the golden cross. So I'll have to give a shout out to him. So yeah, I think that's going to happen for the long term. I think it's going to be really good. Short term, I think we're still coming down, and this could be a good opportunity to short Bitcoin if you're kind of using Bybit or BitMEX or whatever. If you do that, or go into kind of USDT or Tether, whatever it is you kind of use as a stable, and wait till it goes down and then comes back up again and just buy back in. So yeah, that's what I think is going to happen short term and long term, but bullish long term, very bullish long term. Short term, I think is going to come down a wee bit. And just see what you all think. See if anybody else has joined us. William Hughes has joined us to get more excited about new projects or older ones that have lost value. Probably about new projects, older projects that have kind of a product and they're running with it and they're actually moving and they've got a good team and they've got a lot going for it. Then I'll get Cardano, for example. Really like them and get excited about them. But the other ones have not really done much since they came out of ICO. Then I think they're just going to disappear altogether. But I do get excited about new projects as well because they're much more smarter than the first iteration of kind of ICOs. I think the first iteration of ICOs, a lot of people were just out for money grabbing. And I understand that. That had to happen. But I don't think that's the case with new IEOs that are coming out as well. You're still going to get the odd kind of bad actor in that, but no. So that's my thoughts on that. Jason Claydon, hola, good morning to you. Kukla is in, good morning to you. Good to see you here. Bernard Ronald is in. John Graham, morning, Steve and everyone. G-Slick hot looking cheap now as well. Just have a look at a few charts as well. Donny Boy 8, would you be interested in being a paid shadow trader for Moonberg? Shadow trader. Haven't heard of that, Donny Boy. I haven't heard of Moonberg, but I'll check it out. So you can write to me any kind of business queries you've got. Write to me at crypto@yourdigitalformula.com. There's an email address down below, and we can talk more. Natasha Sakamoto, BTC DCAing in from 9,998, filling the basket. Yes, definitely. I don't think there's any harm in doing that at all, because we know we're going to go up. We know Bitcoin is going to go back up. Pete Vanden Wright is in the house. Mac Pawn, BTC more high as 10,000, so many days on the road. Didn't happen since a long time. Still some blood to come for some bad coins. Oh, totally, yeah. Without a doubt. Joe Cook, when you say you're out of the market, does that mean you've sold all BTC and holding a US dollar? No, sorry, I'm just not trading. I'm on the sidelines. So I always hold Bitcoin. I don't really go into USDT or the dollar or anything or one of the stable coins. I don't tend to do that. I know a lot of other people do that, so I kind of mentioned it there. But no, when I say I'm out of the market, I'm just on the sidelines and just waiting for another opportunity. So an opportunity for me would be, if I look at the Bitcoin chart, BTC USD, we're on that already. I don't know why I've done that. So I'll go to the 15-minute chart, and I'm not going to use the 50 and 200 MA. I use, well, if you're in the premium group, you'll know exactly the parameters I use. So I use the 15-minute chart, and when I see a cross down, like here, 11,308, I will short kind of Bitcoin and buy Bybit, and then when I see it crossing back up, and then I will kind of close my position and go long on it. It's not what I've done in the past, and what I've noticed I've done in the past with my kind of trading diary and stuff like that. I've noticed I'm anticipating a crossover, and in the past I thought, okay, it's going to cross over, but it hasn't actually done it, and it's subsequently come back down. So I have to be mindful of that, because it looks as if this is going to cross over, but if we see up here, kind of round about this area, round about this area, it looks as if it's going to cross over. Didn't quite make it, hit the 50 EMA, and then came back down. So it kind of broke through it and then came back down. So to me, this might be a good shorting opportunity at 10,355. So it might go up a wee bit more, but I think it could come down. So I'd keep an eye on that. I'd definitely keep an eye on that. So my trading pattern in the past is to anticipate, which I didn't really realize, but now I kind of realize that mistake I was making. So I think this is where it could start falling again from 10,355 or round about that area, might go up to 10,400 and then just start falling again to the 9,800 level, and then I'd kind of take a look at it there again. But what I've done on Bybit as well, I've set a trailing stop loss. So once I'm in profit, once I've been in profit, what I'll do is I'll set a trailing stop loss. And I didn't do that before the first kind of couple of trades when I lost a 0.6 Bitcoin. Just still kind of kicking myself for that. It was stupidity in a glass. But I set a long stop loss. But now I set a trailing stop loss. So it's going to be a trailing stop loss of $150 or $200. At the beginning it might be $250, but usually I'm quite confident about the direction. But there's obviously, you get kind of false moves as well. Like this one was a false move at 11,268, and you'd have got back out 11,313. So you wouldn't have been down, or you'd have been down your fee money. So yeah, this is Bitcoin starting to come back down again just now. But yeah, I would say this would be a shorting opportunity. So I'd probably short this, and kind of put a stop loss or a trailing stop loss of maybe 150, 100, 120, 150. Because if it went up that much, then my position would be wrong. It wouldn't be a correct one. So that's what I mean. I hope that helps, Joe. Crypto Knowledge Alliance, Jimbo, our very own Jimbo, is in the house. Welcome to you. Good to see you here, mate. And if you've not checked out his channel, definitely check out his channel. Just click on Crypto Knowledge Alliance and you get over to his channel. Does some brilliant TA, and he's one of our admins as well. He's got his own group as well, and he's got his own channel as well, which I love to see. So we've got a couple of people, I told you about them last week. Bitcoin Phoenix, which is our very own Rob, who's a brown admin. We've got Honest Crypto Journey as well. He's got his own channel as well. So click on Honest Crypto Journey and you'll be able to get over to his channel as well. So I always like to support everybody that's kind of been supporting me over the last year or so as well. And Donnyboy8, okay, excellent. Just send me an email. Look forward to seeing that. David Schwartz is in. I've been away from everything the last few days. It looks like I missed a lot. Yeah, that's what I was saying as well, David. I've been kind of away. I've just been trading the kind of Bitcoin chart, but I've been away from the desk really. So yeah, a lot has happened over the last couple of days. Okay, I wanted to show you as well. There was a couple of news stories. I think there was one news story that I was looking at. John McAfee. I'm just going to jump over.
About your utter dislike of cryptocurrencies based largely on the fact that it could be used by criminal organizations. Well, let's discuss criminal organizations in progress for just a moment. The telephone, the invention of which created a brand new America with instant communications for the average person. It changed everybody's life for the better, including the criminals. They could use the telephone to coordinate criminal activities nationwide from New York, Chicago, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. It was a great boon for criminals. What about the automobile? Prior to the automobile, bank robberies were rare and mostly unsuccessful. Why? How the hell do you get out of town with all the cash? Automobiles changed that. The getaway car created a tenfold increase in bank robberies. They've invented the car? I don't know. Let's look at the internet. It has created international criminal organizations now that can meet clandestinely, electronically, coordinate electronically, and communicate instantaneously. A great boon for criminals. Cryptocurrency is no different. Why should it be? Of course it will benefit criminals. We've had crime for 50,000 years, ever since the first caveman stole a club from his compatriot. Nothing will ever change that. You say it must be regulated. Cryptocurrency must be regulated to protect who? Well, the law-abiding citizen. Give me a break, my friend. Regulations and laws are broken or ignored by only one class of individual. You guessed it. Criminals. Regulations only hurt the people who are law-abiding for Christ's sake. Please, sir, get a clue. Thank you.
So I just wanted to show you that very quickly, just because I thought he's actually kind of talking sense there. He could have said more, obviously. There's a lot more he could have said that, but I wanted to show you John McAfee. Everybody thinks he's a bit of a cook, but he's got to where he is today because he's good at making money, obviously. He's obviously had a software kind of business as well that's really taken off. But love or hate him, sometimes you've got to listen to kind of what the guy says as well. And I thought that wee clip there, it just showed his kind of intelligent side, obviously, not his kooky side, but I do like John McAfee. I like kind of people that are kind of out there as well. Not totally nuts, but I like people that are out there as well, and they just see the world in a different kind of light altogether. And John McAfee definitely does that. But it's interesting. I thought that was interesting as well. Sloppy Guitar. Lawrence Matthews, did I say hello to you? Good morning to you. Sloppy Guitar, morning Steve. Which exchange do you use for shorting BTC? Bybit just now. So there should be a link down below for Bybit. I'll just show you kind of Bybit just now. This is a Bybit exchange. Oh, it started going down again. So I said there from about 10,355 and it started coming down. So this is on a 5 minute, 15 minute. So yeah, I think this would be a shorting opportunity. I should have shorted there, but I didn't want to do that live online. So you can see here the value, the assets just now. So I put in about $1,000. After I lost that money, I just kind of left it for a day, and then I put $1,000 in and thought, right, okay, stick to your plan, stick to your target. Put 1,000 and it's now up to 2,875 and what it is just now. So hopefully I can get that $6,000 back, just trading the way I've been trading just now, using the 50-minute chart. So that's how we can do that. Now, there's a link down below for Bybit, as I said, but using the 50-minute chart, if it kind of got shorted at 11,302, which it did, kind of on the way down, it would have still been in just now. So $1,000. So it just depends on the percentage. It's gone down. So if that's went down 9%, that means if you're trading at 10x, it'd be 90%. You'd have got back. So I do like Bybit much more than I do like BitMEX. I trust it more for some reason. I don't, and it's only just the last couple of weeks I've just joined. But a lot of people have been talking about it. I've done my research on it and thought, okay, I'm just going to join, check it out, and then start trading on it. So it's working just now. It is working just now, just using the 50-minute chart, but sticking to that. Sometimes what I do is I'll kind of get in a 15-minute and get out on a 5-minute or even a 1 minute. So if we look at the 1 minute, you could have got in at 10,139 and you'd still be in it just now. So for $200, and then we got 10-15% on that on the 1 minute chart. So you can trade on the 1 minute chart as well. Not advisable, but you can do it. And the 1 minute chart is not crossed down over yet. So it looks like it's going to cross down over the next 5-10 minutes. Joe Cook, yes, thanks for answering. I understand now. Good. Mark Paulin, so Steve, now I've got PundiX at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. If it doesn't go up, I'll have to change my way of trading. Sold some to buy more at 6 and open position at 5. Yeesh. So we'll look at some of the... So it's not good trading just now on Binance. So 6, 7, it's went back up again for PundiX, between 6 and 7 Satoshi. So if you manage to get it 6, I think that'd have been good. But I don't know if this big player is still in. It's not this big player, it's just a big whale. They've got, yeah, he obviously is still in. 57, it's sold at 36, sold 36 million. So 57 million, I don't know if it's them or not. But this person, whoever it is, has got about 1 billion tokens and they just buy and sell all at once. About 1 billion tokens. Kind of weird. It's not acting like a normal whale. So yeah, it baffles the hell out of me, PundiX. Same with Dent as well. So you can get Dent for 9 Satoshi just now. We'll look at Hot. Somebody mentioned Hot as well. I should have put that on at that price. So yeah. Anyways, Hot BTC. So 12 Satoshi just now, and just back. Recently, we had 31 Satoshi. That was only just last month. So short term, it might still go down. So I would kind of wait to see what kind of Bitcoin is going to do. Can't really check out in the 1 hour. Yeah, it might go down even further. So I might, in this market just now, if Bitcoin is going to go down again, if we're going to see it going down, I might be sitting on my hands just now, or shorting if you want to kind of short as well. But Bitcoin does go down to 9,800. If it breaks 9,800 and goes down to 8,800, I think there's going to be even more blood on the streets. But then after that, once we start moving back up, I think it's going to be a brilliant opportunity for the alts. And this is a time to accumulate as well. XRP is 3,338, so it's broken back up over the 3,000. I just don't like the MAs. I'm going to hide them. Go back to the EMAs. It's crossed up daily. Yeesh, look at that. Could have shorted XRP at 9,000 on a daily and still been in on a big short and still been quids in for that. High Points Drifter, I like John McAfee. Yeah, so do I. I must admit, I do like him. Good morning all. What do you think of Link? For Link for long term, yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be big. And for short term, we'll just take a look. I had to look at this before. Short term is taking a little breather just now at 27,000 Satoshi. 27,420. So when did it cross over? Using the fib retracements. I should kind of put it down there if we do that. I like to do it on a crossover. That's on a daily. So come down to the 50%, then bouncing from the 50% level. So yeah, I think we're going to go higher for Link. Just need to wait and see what kind of Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin falls sharply, but having said that, well, over the last 5 days, it's kind of fallen in line with kind of Bitcoin price going down. So it's come down 30% over the last 5 days, and then since gone back up. So if Bitcoin stabilizes, we're going to get Link going back up as well. Again, same with the other alts, and you're going to see some of the alts jumping. But if Bitcoin, which looks like it's going to do, if Bitcoin comes down, then I think the alts are going to come down with it. But it needs to happen for this alt season to happen, and then for Bitcoin to make its run. McPaul, some people who do have power talk about BTC in the bad way. Reason of it, they're afraid about it. It's people, money, nothing to do with state money. Yeah, exactly. Politicians are going to be afraid of it because are they going to be needed? Are politicians going to be needed with the likes of kind of Bitcoin? Fiat currency is not going to be needed. So this is why kind of Donald Trump and the other, it's just, it must be blowing their minds just now. They must be kind of scratching their head and thinking, what the hell is going on? And there's nothing they can do about it. Absolutely nothing they can do about it. And Jason Clayton, if people can make money shorting, then there will always be as much incentive in price going down as up. Yes, of course, definitely. That is kind of going to happen as well. But when people are shorting, you're not actually shorting kind of Bitcoin as such. When you're going short, when you're using the likes of Bybit. So when you kind of place your kind of short position on there, is obviously they've got Bitcoin to kind of cover it as well. So it's a convoluted way they would do it. So you're not actually taking Bitcoin out of the market when you're buying it or when you're selling it. You're not putting it back in. So you're not actually taking it out of the market. When you've got physical kind of backed kind of exchanges like this, then that's totally different. When I say physical backed, it means it's backed by the actual Bitcoin there itself. So yes, I know exactly what you're saying, Jason, but it doesn't quite work that way. So it's like a futures, like a derivative, if you will, as well, using the kind of exchange that's coming back down, Bitcoin. So yeah, I think we're going to see a drop in the alts as well, which is not good. So there's going to be more blood, I think, this week for Bitcoin. And the minute has just crossed down over, so this would definitely be a short here. But having said that, I think the propensity is for people to think in a positive nature that it's going to go up, because most people do that. You don't get a lot of people shorting at all. The likes of the kind of retail investor like you and I, you don't get a lot of people kind of shorting because it just goes against our kind of nature to short. It's weird. It's kind of weird psychology. So I don't think it's, I know what you're saying, but it doesn't really affect kind of Bitcoin price that much unless it's physically backed as well. B, Fitbit used by criminals to increase their running speeds for bank raids. McAfee. Yeah. Natasha Sakamoto, Jason, no shorting is for an elite. Crypto Ryan, Steve, check the support line on BTC longs Bitfinex for an indication of when drop ends. Let's check on longs. Longs BTC. So we'll go to daily. I'm going to trend line there. Looking at the overall picture. So this is the BTC longs. There's a number of people going long. You can see there's a sharp decline in there. We've got a kind of support around about here. So we have correlation. That was the 25th of June. And just so if we can overlay that, I don't want to overlay it. Continue BTC USD. This is June, 27th of June. So the longs kind of went below. I'm on the same chart. That's why I'm on the same chart, right? So it dropped here. That's the BTC longs. It kind of went back up on the 1st of July. I'm just looking at the correlation. 2nd of July, 1st of July, yeah, it kind of went back up. So there's support there. So when it comes down to here, that's when we want to go long again, unless it breaks that support. I don't know if I would kind of trade that way. So it's an interesting thing that you're saying there, Jimbo. BTC long Bitfinex for an indication of when drop ends. Yeah, so that looks like, if we're looking at here, so 20,485. Obviously, we've not got a price correlation for that because we don't know when that's going to be. And this is the number of long positions. Was there another news story I was going to share with you actually? What was it? Another golden cross, done that. When are the alt's going to run? We've kind of discussed that as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting over the next few days, but I think this is going to play out to our advantage in the end. We're going to get the alts run, we're going to get the alt season, and from that we're going to get the altcoin purge as well after the end of the alt season finishes, whenever that's going to be. And I think it's going to be up until September, so from now until September. So we've not got long to wait for this to happen. And then we're going to get another Bitcoin run up to its all-time high, I think, after that. Then you're going to get a lot of the altcoins disappearing, and then you're going to get another altcoin run, and the quality projects are going to just kind of stay with us, and the other ones are going to disappear. So it's exciting times over the next couple of months. It's going to be exciting for Bitcoin and for the altcoins as well. So definitely look at your kind of large caps and the small caps as well, but the quality projects that you've got, and start possibly accumulating or dollar cost averaging in on those as well. We're going to get another altcoin run for sure, but we just don't know when it's going to be. So that could be interesting, Jimbo, though. Just keep an eye on that as well when we're looking at the longs and the support line there. Yeah, definitely interesting. Okay, what time are we on? 9:17. Vin is in the house. Good morning to you. Good to see you. I don't think there's any more. Crypto Bubbles. I was going to look at Crypto Bubbles. This is over the last 24 hours. Crypto Bubbles. Totally, I think there's only one. There's only one? Two. Two in the green. I can't say anymore. Three. Gee, it's like spot the green. So 3 in the green. But if we look at over the last hour, I think it might have changed since I kind of went on. If we look at over the last hour, we see it's a totally different picture over the last hour. So it's coming up. What's BSYS? V Systems. ELF, Dent, XVG, DCR, Link, Ren, all up as well. Okay, so it's looking better over the last hour for the alt just now, but Bitcoin started to come back down again. $10,250. Yeah, I think we're going to come down. And that's what I was saying, if you're trading there, don't anticipate the crossover. And you can see here that did not cross over. So you're waiting confirmation on that crossing over if you're going to take a long position. But because it hits the 50 EMA, it could be going short from here, going down from here. Have a look at XRP while I'm in a funny mood. XRP, I've just kind of looked at that very briefly, but XRP BTC. So in a 15 minutes, so we've got 3,032 Satoshi. Just now is coming down again. Obviously, it stays in line. It's kind of as a correlation with the Bitcoin price. Just now, because Bitcoin is coming down, as is XRP coming down as well. So it's not looking good, but last 4 days have been in the green. And the last daily, so the last four daily candles are in the green, which is nothing to write home about. But XRP is for the long term, I think. That's why it's good for accumulating. Where's Cardano? Down to 562 again. We might still have some more to go. I think that's the lowest it's ever been. 5.7, yeah. So all-time low for Cardano. I think that's it for today, unless you have any questions or anything. Remember, there's a link down below. I'm going to be doing a training, 3-video training session for you as well at the end of the month, whereby you're going to get an opportunity to join a premium group after that as well, once you go through the training. And if you like kind of what I'm talking about, then you can join the premium group. It's only going to be open for 1 week. So it's not going to be open again for 6 months after that. 6 months to a year, just depends. So you can join in and get free early bird access as well as a discount as well if you want to kind of join us. Use the link down below for that. We're really appreciative of that as well. And obviously join the free Telegram group if you want a discount price as well. And you're going to be able to pay in crypto as well. So you can pay with Bitcoin, XRP, whatever is your fancy, you can pay that. So that's coming up at the end of the month, and I was still working on that just now. So we'll see what kind of happens with that, but I'd love to see you in there as well. Okay, until next time, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits,